Battle of Tippecanoe was part of the War of 1812. In fact, the battle helped start the War of 1812. The British and Americans were already on bad terms when the British announced the Berlin Decree, which limited trade with Britain, and the Americans announced the Embargo Act, which stated that trade with America was illegal.
So naturally, when the British found out that the Americans were at war with their own people, they decided to help the Native Americans, and thus the War of 1812 began.
The Battle of Tippecanoe was between the leaders Tecumseh and his brother Tippecanoe and General William Henry Harrison.
It all started when General William Henry Harrison was sent to Tecumseh and his brother Tippecanoe to make a deal to take back some of the land that belonged to the British. Tecumseh was angered by this and didn't think it was right. Harrison continued to try to make deals with Tecumseh and his brother, and as tensions grew, Harrison pushed and was ready for war.
Tippecanoe, also known as the Prophet, had his own ideas on how the war should unfold.
I've had visions from the Master of Life, also known as the Great Spirit. I'm going to spread the message to fight back.
And exactly how do you plan on fighting back?
My brother and I plan to attack the Americans before the morning to give that element of surprise. They won't know we're coming.
Just as the Prophet, General Harrison had his own ideas on how the war should unfold as well.
What do you plan to do to get the Indians?
I plan on expanding Indian ground and then coming in through the mountains to surround them.
Tecumseh was the type to deceive the opponent. He would do stuff that they would never see coming.
Tecumseh the Prophet works to unite other Indian tribes in the northwest, south, and eastern Mississippi Valley to oppose white expansion in the western 1800s.
Turn this town into a secret camp to help train warriors for battle. We have agreed to make our regiment both spiritual and athletic. We will need everyone's participation. Every man and woman will help us win.
Tippecanoe, with his ideas, he and his brother established the base of the Shawnee Confederacy. Now, in 1808, the brothers also established the settlement of Tippecanoe, which Americans know it as the Prophet's Town.
On the early morning of November 7, 1811, the Native Americans attacked the Americans while they were sleeping.
The Native Americans came from the mountains to the campsite of the Americans. Overall, 50 were killed and 70 to 80 were wounded.
In the end, General William Henry Harrison and the Americans defeated Tecumseh and the Native Americans at Tippecanoe. The effects of the battle include a serious blow to Tecumseh's efforts to build a confederacy against the United States, and also the loss damaged Tippecanoe's reputation. As for the bigger picture, the Battle of Tippecanoe further fueled the tensions between Britain and the United States, as many Americans blamed the British for instigating the tribes to violence. These tensions came to head in June of 1812 with the outbreak of the War of 1812.
Tecumseh continued fighting for Native Americans' equal rights and died in the Battle of Thames. Tippecanoe, on the other hand, moved back to the States and made a new Prophet's Town in present-day Kansas City. General William Henry Harrison, Americans viewed him as a hero, and in 1841 he became the 9th President of the United States. His term lasted for exactly 1 month.
Today, people still reenact the Battle of Tippecanoe in present-day Chillicothe, Ohio, called Tecumseh. It's a completely outdoor drama including real cannons and real horses.
Tecumseh. Fascinating. Captivating. Mesmerizing. Tecumseh.
The Battle of Tippecanoe is still recognized today, and there are many monuments and memorials in honor of it.
Harrison has gone good on his word, and the Americans are on attack. That was my part. Oh.
Tecumseh and the Prophet worked together to unite other Indian tribes in the northwest, south, and eastern Mississippi Valley.
In Tecumseh